Hello, welcome to the Magnetic Moon podcast. My name is Kelsey. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about something that is on my heart, but also just on my heart all the time, which is the polarity of purpose and creativity and expression and success, and also tending to your own needs, tending to your home, your family, your space, and what this looks like. And I'm going to be pulling astrology in here for insight as I do. It's a beautiful way to communicate and understand and sort of dissect, at least for me, things that are important to me. So we're looking at the fourth and 10th house. Now, if you're not into astrology, I mean, most people who listen here probably are, since I pull it in all the time. But what I'm actually speaking about is not specifically related or not specifically tied to astrology. I am speaking about the dance of self and where you want to go and how that, it's having your needs and then your purpose. And how do we do both, right? Like, how do we fully take care of ourselves while also expressing our purpose in the world? And so when we look at the fourth and 10th house, this is essentially related to the private self and the public self. And, I know a lot of us feel that tension between wanting meaningful work, want to make an impact, want to step into success and leadership, but then also wanting rest and presence and self-care and a life that feels nourishing. So let's look at I want to talk about the fourth house first, but also I want to ask you a question first. Are you creating a life that is meaningful and nourishing at the same time? Or do you feel like perhaps work requires more energy and momentum while your capacity feels depleted? Or maybe it's the other way around. Do you feel like your home life is asking more of you than you would like, and you want to be able to express and create and step into your purpose more? So I've been feeling this tug since becoming a mother. My own personal experience since becoming a mother, it's really opened me up to, oh my gosh, how much I actually love to work. And don't get me wrong, I love being home with my little guy. I love being a mom. I love obviously him. I love our busy and chaotic, days with a 2-year-old. And yet I just have this yearning and desire to step into career and to step into my own projects, and thus the podcast coming back and having a little bit more space to do so. And so this has been such a tug for me personally, and it feels like there's no way to have perfect balance. And I'm a Libra rising, and I want to do a whole episode on Libra risings because, oh my gosh, do we ever experience polarity? Honestly, because our first house is ruled by Libra, our seventh house is ruled by Aries. And in the whole sign system, Aries rules the first house, Taurus rules the second house, Gemini rules the third house, so on and so on. And so we have it flipped. And so that fourth, 10th house, like all of these sort of axes of the chart and then our life feels so polarizing. And Libras desire balance and desire, it's like a core need for balance. Honestly, because our chart doesn't feel balanced. So we're always trying to weigh those two things. Now, that being said, you do not have to be a Libra rising for this to make sense to you. So let's look at the fourth house here. What is the fourth house? The fourth house is your inner world. It's how you feel safe. It can rule home and roots and safety and your nervous system, your privacy. It's who you are when no one's watching. And it's correlated to the inner child. It's also correlated to motherhood. And so many of us, many women, many people may have had their needs either not met or not met to what they mm, their soul really craved. So I'm a sensitive human. Also love to be alone. I love cozy spaces. And not that I didn't have that growing up or my needs met. I'm certainly working on in this life as an adult, as a yeah, as a mom, I'm working on my own needs, right? And so depending on what sign rules your fourth house, and for me it's Capricorn, but depending on what sign can really sort of show you what you really need. So Capricorn is stability. And yes, my childhood was stable more or less, but then when I look back at it from where I'm at now and sort of what I have created for myself now, it wasn't stable relative to how I've built my life now. And maybe you have Cancer ruling your fourth house and you really need that nourishment, that huddles, cozy tea, to space to emotionally process things. And I'm not going to go through all of the signs in this episode, but I just want you to think about your core needs. Where do you feel safe? Do you feel safe in your own life? What do you need to feel safe? What do you need to feel nourished? What does home mean to you right now? And when we are looking at this fourth and 10th axis, so funny enough, we have a Cancer full moon coming out right around this recording. This fourth, 10th house, it's like you can, well, you can, but you quote unquote cannot step into that 10th house, purpose, legacy, career, recognition without having those stable roots first. And if you are feeling successful, feeling bold, feeling creative, but we're not tending to the inner world and the roots first, it's going to lead to burnout. It's going to lead to dissatisfaction. It's going to lead to possibly resentment. It's going to lead to possibly changes in your career or changes in your home life. And I can speak from experience. I was someone who worked, like always taking on more work, always being recognized for my efforts, getting promoted at work, taking on more responsibility. That's the 10th house. And all the while, my fourth house, I was not tending to. My inner needs, I was not tending to. My body, I was not tending to. And it led to burnout and anxiety and chronic anxiety, really. Living with it, going about my days, but just feeling so anxious and so wired and so jittery because I wasn't tending to the fourth house. Interestingly enough, 2020 comes around. It's my Saturn return. My Saturn's in the fourth house, conjunct my moon. So it was like complete shutdown, complete reset, off of work, pulled out of I was traveling at the time, pulled home away from my travels, and it was lockdown. So I was literally forced to lock down and deal with the fourth house stuff. Did a lot of crying that year, not because of what was going on around me, but what was because what was going on within. A lot of releasing and a lot of napping. A lot of napping. I was so tired that year, 2020. I would just lay on the floor and fall asleep. It was wild. I didn't know what was going on. I did a complete reset of my body, taking working with a naturopath and getting rid of all the toxins. And it wasn't because I was following my astrology specifically. This is just what I was intuitively felt called to do. So having worked like 10, 15 years just on, really never taking a break, always working. I would work 7 days a week sometimes. I had two, three, four jobs at one point. It was insane. And it feels like I'm only just kind of coming out of that. It's 2026. Happy New Year. So really, it was like 6 solid years almost of tending to me. And now I'm feeling that pull back into career and purpose. And yes, I was doing a little bit of work, sort of on and off over the last few years. It's not like we can just all like not work and we got to support ourselves, right? So yes, work was happening, but it was not in the capacity it was before. And all of that is to say that yes, tend to your inner space first before you step into the 10th house. And if you have it flipped, no problem. But all I'm saying is that your intuition, your emotions, how do you feel physically? How do you feel emotionally? How do you feel intuitively? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your mind? Like in your being. What does that feel like right now? You're like, oh, it's okay. Okay. Are you sleeping well? Are you nourishing yourself well? Yeah. How is the private life? How is the private you doing? And just look at, are we out of balance somewhere? And I don't believe that these axes are going to be, 100% balanced at all times. I think that we are pulled in different directions. Also, in your chart, different areas are activated, right? Like you might have more energy currently happening, say, in the sixth house or the eighth house or whatever it is. So there's different areas of our life that are actually like lit up at one time. But when we're looking at these two areas of our life, you may be pulled in one direction over the other. But I just wanted to speak to, I'm getting a little deeper into the astrology side of things than I was planning, but I really wanted to speak about the matters at hand here, which is you and how you're doing, and then what does work, career, legacy, purpose look like for you? One cannot thrive without the other. We do need both because ultimately, yes, we can be so self-focused. But yeah, what about our passions? What about our purpose? Um, I do know some people that feel bored when they're not working at their job, as in work takes up their day and it's maybe interesting, or maybe they like the social part of it, but it's not fulfilling and they don't really know what to do with themselves. Maybe they don't have hobbies. Hobbies is kind of a different area, astrologically speaking, but it's really nice to have work that feels fulfilling and that feels purposeful. And if your work doesn't, having a space where you can be creative or feel like you're, building something, is important for us to feel stimulated and to feel fulfilled in life. But if your work and, purpose and creativity all align together, this is, yeah, feels golden. So remember that the fourth house is the foundation for the 10th house. We focus on self first. And when we tend to our home and our body, our capacity expands to hold more success, to hold more responsibility. And if we ignore our needs, then our capacity weakens, or we have, like I said, frustration, burnout, etc. So rest is purposeful. And if I asked you, how would my life change if I felt supported by myself, by my work, or instead of work consuming and draining your energy? Let's talk about the 10th house. So the 10th house is purpose, visibility, ambition, career, leadership, etc. It's where you hold authority. It's where you're seen as capable, successful, reliable. And questions you could ask yourself is, what do I want to be recognized for? You can look at the sign that rules the 10th house and to what energy you are most recognized for. What energy are you most successful at naturally? So I have Cancer as the 10th house. You can also look at the planets that are in the 10th house. This adds obviously a layer to the conversation. Cancer rules my 10th house, and that's all about being the nurturer, being the mother. And I'm really looking to embody that in terms of how I want to support people, how I want to mentor people. I want people to feel held and safe in space with me. And I'm building out work that feels nourishing for me and nourishing for others as well. And that's part of my purpose. And your purpose doesn't have to be a title per se, but it's the energy and the essence that you bring to it. And so take a look at that sign. Maybe Taurus rules your 10th house, and people see you as trustworthy. People see you as a steady rock to lean on. People want to be guided by you and learn from you. And so I just wanted to bring this conversation in because number one, this full moon in Cancer, let's look at that. And then I was thinking about that fourth house, 10th house, because that's something that I'm in currently, is that tug of war of mother and wanting to step more into my work and really feeling how that's going to work. as I'm a full-time mom. And yes, I find my pockets of time. I'm working while he's napping. I just went on the bike for like 20 minutes and I'm like, okay, he's gonna be up any second. Let's record an episode. So we're making it work. But it's an interesting conversation. Self and career. Let's look at this moon. Okay, so we have a full moon in Cancer, and Venus and Mars are conjunct the sun at this point. Jupiter is in Cancer at this point. Emotions are high. And actually, though this is polarizing, Venus and Jupiter are at play here. Those are often the most beneficial, quote unquote, planets. So Jupiter's expansion, Venus is it's relationships, it's harmony, it's balance. Mars there as well. So we are all sort of growing through Cancer themes with Jupiter there. That's like fourth house. So Cancer rules fourth house, Capricorn 10th house. So that's what I wanted to bring that in here. And so what I would say here is go where you need to go, where you need to be first. And Capricorn being structures, we don't always have to listen to an outside authority. Listen to your internal authority. Capricorn doesn't necessarily mean authority or leadership outside of us. It's our own inner leadership. We all hold this energy. So how can you create space to be you and to support you and support your home and support your family? Maybe support is a hug. Maybe support is a nourishing meal. And having Pluto moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, I feel like we are reconfiguring what we really need, what our true soul desires are. And it's not the structures and the ideas and the ways of being that we've been in. So the fourth, 10th house axis really is about you, about you feeling fulfilled, about you having your cup full first, and recognizing where we are drained and where we are burnt out and where we need to focus our own energy. So maybe it's the home that's draining. Maybe you need to take authority and go outside the home and create something and do something. So no real answers to give you here, just questions to ponder. And let me pull up those questions that I had here that I wanted to ask, if I can find them now. So where am I overfunctioning? Where am I undernourishing myself? What part of my life needs attention right now? What kind of success actually feels supportive? When your inner world feels held, your outer purpose will rise. I hope this is supportive for you. Maybe there's other women who are really feeling this pull right now. I'd love for you to continue to be in orbit with me and explore this conversation further. As sensitive, intuitive women, I feel we need to come together and to lift each other up as we navigate a challenging world at times with high expectations. So may we pave our own path and feel successful from the inside out. Thank you for being here.